Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. We got the wild card over under Vegas spread picks. Make sure you smash that like button, share the videos. I will have plenty more up this week about the wild card round. Let's get to the first game. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Buffalo Bills. The over under is 50.5, and I'm going over here. And say what you will about the Colts. Everyone knows I haven't bought into the Colts earlier this year, and I don't buy into them now. But it is a decent dance partner for the Bills. This Colts offense does move the ball, and they do some positive things. Also, I want everyone to remember the angle of this game that I see. There will be a huge blowout in this wild card round. It's just something that happens every year. And this is a game I think I'm possibly targeting for that. But even with the blowout, I don't think that should scare you away from the over in this. You look at this Bills offense, and yes, this Colts defense, they have respect. They play with pride. They play tough. They have a pretty good front seven. But I've been saying it all year. The way to attack this Colts defense is to spread them out, is to throw it 40, 45 times. And that's what the Bills and Josh Allen want to do. That's exactly their recipe for success. And we got to talk about Stefon Diggs here. And I want someone to explain to me who in the Colts secondary is going to cover Stefon Diggs. And if you say Xavier Rhodes, then you're just living in 2 or 3 years ago. With Xavier Rhodes, you're going to get 3 penalties if he's matched up against Diggs. So I think the Colts, I bet they sit back in a lot of soft zone. And we've seen what Josh Allen has done against zone this year. He has absolutely destroyed it, and he has absolutely owned it. Then you got high IQ wide receivers like Stefon Diggs and Cole Beasley. They're going to find the spaces. They're going to find the crevices in the zone, and there's just a matter of time until that thing breaks apart completely. Maybe the Colts go more man-to-man, but like I said, we go back to the previous question, who the hell is going to cover Stefon Diggs? And you know Stefon Diggs is going to get a lot of service this game. This is one good thing about him moving to Buffalo. Listen, it was sad to see him go from the Minnesota Vikings, but the Minnesota Vikings weren't using him properly. You have to throw it to him 10 to 12 times a game, and that's what the Bills do. And Stefon Diggs is the X factor in this game. He's a big reason why I'm going over. Also, another reason why I'm going over, let's look at this Colts offense. I think the Colts will be able to run this thing against the Bills' front seven. Now, this Colts running game didn't do as well as advertised this year, but you still got Jonathan Taylor, and you still got some pretty nasty offensive linemen. I could see them giving the Bills a bit of a scare in this front seven with their ability to run the football. But at the end of the day, I don't see enough. I don't see enough time of possession. I think the Bills will be able to get off the field here. And also, when you have Phillip Rivers, we bring in the turnovers. There could be turnovers from Phillip Rivers. This thing's going to shoot damn near up over. It's a borderline money pick for the over. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. The over-under is 42.5, and I'm going over. There isn't a lot of science. When I picked this game in my head, I was thinking, 2017, 24-20. It's going to be in that range. So I don't think there's anything definitive we can take from it here. But if I had to go with one, I would definitely go with the over. Because listen, this Seattle defense, they've gotten better since they got Dunlap, and we think Jamal Adams is going to play. Those are 2 dynamic players that can change a game of this magnitude. We know that. We want to give proper respect. But also Sean McVay, he's going to have the play action working. And Cam Akers will be out there, and Cam Akers will be eating. And like I keep mentioning Cam Akers in every video, he's better than people think. I think the Rams get the running game going, then they get the play action. And then when you look at the Seattle side of the ball, this offense is powerful. This offense is powerful, and I think they've been saving some things. I think they've been saving some plays in the playbook, letting it get dusty to throw it out in the playoffs. I expect to see different things from Seattle's offense. We know this LA Rams defense is damn good. They're good on all three levels. They are. But the Seattle offense has Russell America Wilson, but just two extremely explosive players in Metcalf and Lockett. Eventually, those guys will explode, and I think they do this game. I got this going with the surprise over. I haven't seen where a lot of people are betting, but I'm sure I'll get some feedback in the comment section. Hit the like button. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington No Names. The over-under is 45.5. Money, money, money. Money. I'm not a big fan of betting over-unders. I will dabble with them here and there. This is one I'm dabbling with. And this is a game that has blowout potential. This is a Tampa Bay offense that is clicking at all cylinders. You saw them play good in Week 15. You saw them start peaking in Week 16 and 17. And that's when you want to be ready for the playoffs. This is Tom Brady in the playoffs. This is a Washington No-Names defense that does have Chase Young. They do have some difference makers, but that secondary is still weak. Here's a schematical thing we need to watch. We need to make sure Bruce Arians keeps that run-pass balance, uses play action, and throw some max protection there to help Brady with Chase Young. That's what they've been doing the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and that's why this offense has been cooking. I think we see a similar prognosis on the field this weekend. And you look at this Washington offense and you say, Lawson, okay, how are they going to attack Bulls? It is going to be difficult for this Washington No-Names offense. I do think the blowout could be in play here, and I do think we could see some garbage points. But I do think Alex Smith, he's playing at a good level this year. Seriously, this might be, if you take into account the weapons that Alex Smith has this year and just the overall crappiness of this Washington offense around him, I think this is Alex Smith's best season. Alex Smith has been playing at a high level. We know he's a little bit banged up, but I think he'll be able to manufacture, 17, 20 points. Buccaneers are going to be in the 30s. That's why this is going to push towards over. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. The over-under is 55. This is the toughest of the week. This is the toughest of the week. I'm going to go over on this, but I'm going to be honest with you and tell you I don't have the best read. My read is both teams are going to put up points, and this is going to go to the fourth quarter. And when games are tight in the fourth quarter, especially when everything's on the line, especially in the playoffs, we tend to see games tip towards over. If Tennessee wants to win this game, they got to keep it under. They got to keep this defense off the field. They got to run it with King Henry. I'm not sure they will, because I think this Ravens defense in the front seven is better than people think. I think Calais Campbell has a big game. I think Patrick Quinn has a big game. I'm not saying they're going to stop King Henry, but what I'm saying is they're going to contain him, and I think Tannehill's going to throw it more than Titans fans would like. And that could lead to more Ravens possessions and more Ravens points against an absolutely dysfunctional Titans defense. And this Titans defense, led by Mike Vrabel, has tons of problems. They're lacking confidence, but also they're lacking football IQ and schematical sense. I am worried about this Tennessee defense. I understand if you want to go under because you think King Henry will keep Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown on the sideline. I understand that. And that's how the Titans have to play. But are they capable of doing that? Are they capable? And even if they do that, we've seen this defense give up, 80-yard drives in 2 minutes. We've seen this defense give up massive, gigantic, big plays. And you know what? This Ravens offense with a motivated Lamar Jackson with a chip on his shoulder is really the wrong unit to play with. I'm going to go over here. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears. The Bears at the New Orleans Saints. The over-under is 47. I'm going under, and I got a good read on it. I think the Chicago defense shows up. They've kind of underwhelmed us all year. We've been waiting for something dynamic. We've been waiting for something special from them, but we really haven't seen it. But when I'm looking at the X's and O's, I think the Chicago defense matches up great. Yes, Michael Thomas is coming back, but has anyone seen what Michael Thomas has done when he's been on the field this year? He looks disinterested. I don't know how much he's going to be a factor. I'm sure he's going to get his 5 or 6 catches, but I don't think this is a Michael Thomas that's going to take over this game. I don't think it is. And we have to remember what happened last time New Orleans was in the playoffs against a pretty good Vikings defense. And this Chicago defense is pretty good. They're not elite this year. Let's be fair about it. They're not elite. A pretty good Vikings defense was able to stop Drew Brees, and really the only big plays came from Taysom Hill. You got Kamara banged up. Things are setting up for the Chicago defense to be very successful. And then let's get to the other side of the ball. We have a wily, physical, just a hungry old Saints defense that knows what they're doing against Mitch Trubisky. We can do the math there, right? Do I need to go on a long explanation? Mitch Trubisky versus a Cam Jordan-led defense. That's really all I need to say, and that's why it will go under. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The over-under is 47. I got this going under. And the weather conditions at Heinz Field with the wind could play a factor. I haven't seen the forecast, but we know how games get there when we get to the late December, January. It's nasty. It's not for the faint of heart. And you got a Cleveland team that seems to have lost their symbiosis. The game plan is give it to Chubb and get the hell out of the way and do some play action along the way. They've seemed to forgot that. Now you got the coach with COVID. You don't know how that's going to play out. And you just got the Steelers defense with Mike Tomlin. They're very, very well coached. I think the Cleveland offense needs to do something special, and they need to push it to the limit in this game. And I'm not seeing where they're getting there. I'm not seeing anything special from this Cleveland offense, especially when I was watching the Jets game, especially when I was watching last week as well. There just isn't a lot special there, and I think Tomlin will win this battle against Baker and the Browns offense. Nick Chubb is the joker. Nick Chubb can go off. But, for instance, why were the Browns throwing it 55 times against the Jets and only giving it to Chubb like 10 or 15 times? That's not a recipe for them to win. The Steelers will go 8 and 9 men in that box, and they will force Baker to throw it. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll throw it well. And you got a Browns defense that has a really good front line. Olivier Vernon, I'm pretty sure he's out of the game. You've got Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's dangerous. Pittsburgh won't be able to run this football. They're going to have to throw it. I think the Browns defense does pretty good. I think they get stops, but this over-under 47 is definitely in play. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you subscribe. This is the best gambling show on the internet. I'll be uploading more videos this week. Live call-in show Friday, 4:30 Eastern Time.